Hi, everybody. Welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm Lorraine Tierney, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live in Warner, New Hampshire, which is on the northeastern coast of the United States. If we haven't met before, I'm really glad to meet you. I'm happy you're here to watch, and I'd love it if you'd say hello, either if you're watching live or on the replay. I have a special guest who's going to make an appearance tonight. I have a friend here staying with me for a couple of days, and she's taking care of a cat-dog fight literally at the moment. But Robin's going to come say hi, and she's going to show you a couple of cards that she's been working on.
Hi, everybody. I'm glad to be staying here with my friend Lorraine and working on some cards for the week.
Hold on one second, because I just realized I have my earbuds in. I don't know if they can hear you. So let me take these out. Okay. Now they should be able to
Hi,
hear
everybody.
you.
I'm here with my friend Lorraine, stamping away. She's helping me recuperate with knee surgery and taking care of my dogs. So, but I've had the opportunity to be able to do some stamping while I'm here, making some cards. So I've been working with this stamp set that I have, Fun on Wheels. My family's big cyclists, so I've enjoyed that. So I've made some really cute cards the past day. This one was a little pain with the vellum, but I like it. And another one, and the saying's really good. At every turn of life, may you find adventure. And that's what my life is all about.
Yeah. Hi, Sharon.
Thank you.
Sharon's there. Thanks, Robin. All right. I'm going to put my earbuds back in. It might to click over. Sharon, tell me if you can hear me. Hi, Susan. All right. So we are going to play with some vellum tonight. Just regular old vellum. Oh, let me change my camera. I'm so sorry. I forget that all the time. Here we go. We're going to use some regular old vellum, and we're going to use this almond flower, I believe it is. Hi, Courtney, from the Lovely and Sweet stamp set. And we're going to stamp this on vellum. So regular ink takes a really long time to dry on the vellum. So I'm going to use StazOn, which is a solvent ink, and it will dry much quicker on the vellum and it won't smudge. It comes with a little protective cover that I always forget I have to take off so it falls like that just did. And you have to remember when you stamp with StazOn, you need to use a StazOn cleaner that we have in our annual catalog. So I just re-inked this, and I'm going to stamp it kind of up near. Oh, I decided I'm going to cut this out, so it doesn't matter. We're going to use the die and cut this out. So I'm just going to stamp it on here. And I'll give that a minute to dry. It won't take long. It comes out nice and dark. And you'll see I have residual ink on here. So you take your StazOn cleaner and you dab it on your stamp. And then instead of a chamois, because I don't want this stuff staying on my chamois, I'm using my Stampin' Scrub. And you just clean it like that. And there's some people that say the StazOn can dry your, or the StazOn cleaner can dry your stamp out a little. So I'll just put a little of the Stampin' Mist stamp cleaner on there. This also conditions your red rubber stamps. So I'll just clean it with that. It's pretty wet now. That's got to dry, but it comes all nice and clean. All right. And this is dry. And I have my Stamp and Pierce mat here because we're going to need this in a couple of minutes. I'm going to use some colored pencils from the watercolor pencils. I believe this is assortment 1. This is a very old version of it, but it's got 13 different colors in it. And I'm going to use a little flirty flamingo, some white, some old olive, and some early espresso. So first I'm going to color where the two flowers are on the back. I'm going to color with the flirty flamingo. And I'm not being super exact or filling the entire petal of each flower up, most of it, but I'm not worrying about going all the way up to the line. And I'm going to do a little bit of green, old olive on the stems. Okay, and I'm going to color just a couple of these leaves in right now. And again, I'm doing the same thing. I'm not worrying about getting the whole thing stamped in. You can also do this with this part of it with your blends, but the second part that we're going to do does not work so well with blends. You really need the watercolor pencils, which are handy because you can use them without water. No water tonight. Okay. Just a little bit more. I hate to make you watch me color leaves, but this has a few leaves on it. Okay. So you can see some very muted, soft coloring on that, but I want to make those flowers stand out even more. So I'm going to use my stylus. This is a stylus, or you can use the end that comes on your take your pick tool. You have one of these, and you can use, there's two ends, a bigger ball on one end and the smaller ball on the other. We're going to use the bigger one, and we are going to rub and press inside these flower leaves, okay? And I'm going to go gently. If I go too hard, I can poke right through the vellum and make a hole. Okay, so I'm just going to go in a circle, and I'm going gently and getting a little bit bigger and a little more pressure as I go. It's kind of like the vellum will stretch a little bit as you go. Okay, and I'm going to do, you can see it's turning whiter. Now this is still on the back. I'm going to do a little bit more. Going around in circles and just pressing gently. And then I'm going to turn it over and see how it looks. And you can see that that flower comes out a lot whiter with a little bit of the pink color in there at the same time. Now I took the die that we'll use to cut this out in a minute, and I cut out just a piece on basic white, and we are going to put it on here. And when you do that, you see the colors a little bit more. So you can see some of the pink, and you can see your greens, and I need to do those nuts there. I'm pretty sure I saw on a live that these are almonds, but I've also heard somebody say they might be vanilla. No, I think one of the other flowers on the paper is vanilla, and that these are almonds. So I'm just using a little early espresso. Almonds might be a little lighter in color, but there is not a lighter brown in this pack. A wild wheat almost would have been a good color. Just I noticed that a couple of these leaves were not too dark. Okay, so here we go. That looks good. Now I'm just going to step over to my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine and do die cut this out. I'll be right back. I can keep talking to you while I am doing that. All right, let's do this. All right. Just getting it lined up, people. And of course, when I'm trying to do it quickly, it's a little bit harder to do. Let's do that. Okay. Hopefully, well, this did not come out perfect, but that's good enough. All right, so I'm going to use a few glue dots to put this on here. And I like to use the glue dots that come in the kits for this because they're very, very thin. Well, maybe I'm not going to use those because I'm having trouble getting those off tonight. We'll use the regular glue dots on the roll. Okay. So I'm going to put some over here. And put one here. And maybe one down here. Let's see how that sticks. Onto here. I did not line that up as well as I would like to. Let's try that again. Okay. So here, there we go. So that is on the white now, and you can see, hi Shelley. Could we use a blender pen to bring it out a little? I don't know, Courtney. Let's see what would happen with a blender pen. I have one right here. And here's one I was playing with earlier. So if I use a little blender pen on top of that colored pencil, Courtney might be on to something. Let's see what happens. I think that does bring that color out a little and make it even a little darker. Courtney, what a great idea. I've already put this on here, so that's not going to work right now, but I do like the soft muted colors. And I'm going to use a crumb cake card base and a piece of paper from the, what's it, Softly Adorned, something adorned. It's the Celebration freebie that has the green, the gold, the gold and white and lots of pink on it. It's a, it was like very popular for Valentine's Day. But who uses all their Valentine's Day paper? Nobody. So we have to use it for other cards too. So I left my glue open for a little bit. All right. So here we go. I got a little bit of glue there. I'm going to try to move it around. So this is just 5 1/4 by 4, regular mat size on a piece of crumb cake. And then I'm going to put this on top of that. Oh, I forgot I was going to put a ribbon around that. But now that I've glued it down, maybe I'll just put a ribbon across that. Those are not my ribbon cutting scissors, as you can tell. That did not cut a very straight line. There we go. So we could put that there. And I'm going to put that on. All right, so I need another glue dot. And the glue dots won't show because of the coloring on the paper also. That hides them pretty well. And I can just glue this down. The vellum has a little bit of texture to it. It's not 100% flat, and it almost puffs up where you were rubbing it. So it gives it a nice texture on the front of the card. Now to put this down, we're going to use some tear and tape if I can find it. I thought I grabbed it and brought it, oh, here it is. Brought it over here. There we go. Okay, tear and tape is great for getting some ribbon to stay right on there. I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter again. I got to get I want this angle. Of course, my scissors are now sticking. There we go. Okay. And we need a sentiment. And I just got this gorgeous new set called Sweetly Scripted. And this is on pre-order right now. It will be available on March 4th, I think it is. Or you can put it in a starter kit right now, which for a few more days until celebration is over, you can put $155 in your starter kit for $99 with no shipping charge. So this has some really nice sentiments in it. I need an anniversary card, so I'm going to use Happy Anniversary. And whoa, it's on the floor. I have a 1/2 inch piece here, and I don't think I want to use the black ink. I think I'll use Early Espresso to do this. Now this is going to be, with the swirls, it's going to be much longer than the 4 1/4 inch dimension of a card. This would fit across, it would fill up a 5 1/4 inch dimension. So we're going to have to trim this piece of paper, but that's okay. I'm just going to stamp it right here. And that says Happy Anniversary in a nice font. And I'm going to measure. And cut, and I'll cut this at 4 inches with my trimmer. How many pairs of scissors can I have on my table at one time? flower. And maybe we'll use some dimensionals on the back of that. I don't know. Oh, I brought some pearls over for some bling, I think. Don't forget, you have until Thursday to place a $50 or $100 order and earn 1 or 2 free celebration items. There's still paper and markers and stamp sets, ribbon, there's some bling, there's all kinds of good things. I have a little nub of paper sticking out there. There we go. I'm going to put this on right there. Happy anniversary. And we need a couple more glue dots. My vellum is curling a little. Now I've got that glue dot stuck to my finger. So let's put, and the colored pencils are just enough to hide those glue dots back there. And I guess one more. I don't mind it having a little texture and a little freedom, but I don't like it really curling up. There we go. So that's happy anniversary and the flowers. And then we'll put some of my favorite iridescent basic pearls on there. Let me close this ink pad before I make a mess. And we'll use some pearls. A card isn't a card unless it has some bling on it, right? So there we go. I love this lovely and sweet flower, and that's a different way of coloring it with some vellum. I almost wonder, should we brush a little early espresso on there or daub a little early espresso just to tone that down? Let me get a blending brush. Well, I'm having trouble finding a blending brush that would be good for brown, but I have a little dauber here. So I'm going to use a little early espresso and test it out on this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that underneath. And it just looks a little bit stark to me. I'm just going to add a little bit of color. I'm using the Post-it note just to protect me from getting color on anything else. So there you go. Just made that a little bit darker. It was a little bit too stark. Yep, bling and ribbons, Courtney, right? All the time, bling and ribbons. Courtney is a very good user of ribbon. Yep. All right, thank you very much for watching. If I can help you make cards at home, please reach out and let me know how I can help. I'd love to help. I'd love to show you some new techniques. And if you're local to Warner, I'd love you to join me for an in-person event sometime. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Good night.